In the very beginning, do you remember the first album you ever bought?
The first album I ever bought? No, I don't. I didn't have that many albums, actually. I didn't have that many CDs. I just, yeah, listened to my parents' CDs. They had a Roy Orbison CD that I was a big fan of. And then also the Beatles compilation CD. And me, I just, yeah, I can't remember. That's actually funny. No.
Do you know then when you started singing? Because you grew up around...
Started singing?
Yeah, you grew up around music. So what made you sing?
My mom made me sing in a way, but she didn't make me sing, she inspired me to sing.
Right.
Yeah. She put me to sleep and I sang with her. And then I've been, I don't know, just been singing like naturally everywhere I went since I was a little boy.
Was there a moment then that you thought, okay, I want to pursue this, I want to do this for a living in a way?
Not like in a, like seeing the light kind of moment, but I guess it was just the feeling that followed me. I started playing music in school and in high school as well. I played, and also after high school, and then I took a break and I went to the university, and I was like, yeah, probably not gonna happen.
Right.
And then I met Jonathan, who's the other part of Phlake, who's not here today, but we just slowly, yeah, made stuff that was inspiring, and yeah, we couldn't stop. And then during that time, it took like four years and before we like played it for other people.
Why those 4 years? Well, what made you?
It was just a development, just naturally, just going back and forth. We went to the studio and then we took a break for like a month, sometimes two, and then we would come back. And we weren't friends before. We just met through mutual friends. And he had a studio, but he also had other projects he worked on. And then I just joined whenever I could. And then I always wanted to make music, but when I found him, when we found each other, yeah, it made more sense.
This might be difficult to describe them, but what makes him and you working together so special? Why did it work?
I think maybe because we're very different, both very different people, and also we came from different music backgrounds. He's been producing a lot of hip hop earlier on in his career. I never really released anything, but I just sang in like bands, like party bands,
right.
And also played like some. But I never had a band like playing original music before this, so I was just like, yeah, this was my first possibility to try and make something on my own. I always been writing songs, but always just on a guitar. Never really with a producer like Jonathan. So,
if you look back at the first couple of songs, like you say, you learned on the guitar, and to the songs that you write now,
yeah,
how do you see the development of kind of your songwriting?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, of course, it's huge. But I didn't write that many songs before. I had like solid, I would say 6 or 7 or something like that. But they were much more calm, much more, how do you say, like, it's just slow.
Right.
Yeah, so I developed into making more up-tempo songs.
At that point, the earlier ones, did you write about relationships and about love?
Yeah, I wrote about girls, I wrote about love, I wrote about my friends,
right.
Family, stuff. I still do.
Well, I was going to say because those are the kind of the subjects that you write about still. And, I always find this interesting when people write a lot about relationships and kind of the love and the different kinds of love there are.
Yeah.
Do you feel now that you have a better understanding of what love is?
No, not really. No. I mean, I think the way I fell in love with making the music I do now is I discovered that I really like the sonics. I really love sonics. The way it sounds, actually just the sounds. That's what I really enjoyed exploring. And then most of the times the lyrics comes afterwards. But especially in the beginning, we made a lot of the songs we made. I just gibberished, like I just said like things that didn't make sense. And that's how I discovered that I really loved making music and really loved to write. Because yeah, that kind of created the what is it called, like the groundings, or like so I could write on those songs.
Well, I was going to ask, because you mentioned kind of the way you like to perform. So is it about creating a mood, setting an atmosphere?
Definitely, yeah. The mood. I think I'm attracted to the mood that music gives, and I never really learned that. When I listen to a song the first time, it's the mood in the song that kind of grabs me and tells me you need to listen to this, and then the lyrics most of the times comes afterwards. Yeah.
So well, if we take an example then, the latest single I think was the Rascal. How did that song kind of? How did you find that mood? How did you?
That came with the gibberish as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the word rascal I just threw in there. I also like words, just like simple words, not in a sentence, but just that's a cool word. And the rascal was just like, that's a nice word. It means, I was like, what does that even mean? And then I had to like we had to dig into what it meant. And then we kind of developed the song around that word and around the mood that we created with the melodies and the sonics, and yeah.
And what is it like then on days like today where you get to go on stage and you have a group of people there and you get to sing it for
It's fucking awesome. It's just, yeah, the best feeling. Just playing your music in front of people that in a country where I do not live or grew up. That's a dream. It really is. And the place was full and people were singing along, and it was just, yeah, I can't describe it.
And finally then, because you're doing quite well I think in Denmark, and you're doing quite well I think in Denmark, and then in Norway and Sweden as well. Do you have now your eyes set on the whole of Europe and then kind of
that would be nice, yeah.
Well, let me ask you differently. What is the ambition? What do you want to do with your music?
I guess the ambition is just to keep on making music, and hopefully more and more people will listen to it because they like it. Yeah, that's the ambition. Just make people enjoy what we make, and also try to push ourselves to see if it has any limits. Like just keep on going. I guess that's the goal. And the more people, if that means going to other countries, I'm down for that.
Very last question, then, because I think the album came out, your second album came out last year, October.
Yeah.
So have you already started writing for the next one?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, luckily, yeah.
So what have you noticed about the new songs in comparison to the previous two albums?
Oh, that's tough to describe. I don't know. We made 2 albums now. That kind of gives you a lot of experience, and I definitely think that we grew, songwriting wise. Comes in a different way now. Like I wouldn't say more naturally, but still like we know the process better. We know ourselves better, and we know how to enjoy it, and we know when to stop. Because on some of the earlier stuff we made, we sometimes tried to pursue it a bit too much maybe, and now we know when to like leave it for a while and just chill or do whatever, do something else, and then come back to it. So I would say that's the difference, but music-wise it's also different, but I really like it. I listen to it a lot at the moment. We're in the studio as much as we can, And yeah, we went to the studio. We went to LA in the spring. Just didn't go that much on tour. We were actually in Holland to play in January, and that was the last 3 shows we had. One in Amsterdam, in Eurosonic, and what was the last one?
Utrecht, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Yeah, and it was very nice shows. And then we took like 3 months, just chilling, writing. Went to LA for a bit and came back, chilled a little bit more, and then we went on summer tour. So
now you get to enjoy yourself a little bit.
Yeah, now we can just like enjoy it, not think about, because now we wrote a lot of stuff, and now we can relax a little bit, but not too much.
Well, looking forward to what you come up with.
Thank you.
Mats, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.